We always get what we want. And, some people hearing that may disagree with it, but it's 100% true. We always get exactly what we want. I was talking about this earlier, and I was just explaining to people that we are gods. No, not we are gods, plural, but we are God, singular. Every one of us is just a different expression of God, or another way you could say it is every one of us is God experiencing life as us. And it's impossible for it to be any other way. It's the law of oneness, or the law of one, which states that everything is one. There's only one source of life. There's only one consciousness. There's only one energy. And these are just different terms used for God. So there's only one God. There's no life. Life cannot exist outside of this, what we call God, or this consciousness, this conscious energy. And so religion has taught us that we are separate from God. But the truth is, it's impossible for you to be separate from God, and it's impossible for you to not be God and to be alive. So, life is at our service. Life is always here to serve us. And whatever we want, we get. Whatever we want, life gives to us. I guess the issue comes in at where the issue comes in at is with us being able to make up our minds. Because we change our minds a lot. We'll start off saying, I want this. And then on the journey to getting it, we'll change our mind. And we're wishy-washy. We're constantly changing our minds and saying, first we want this, and then we want something else, and then we want something else. But whatever we want, we get. Because we are God in the flesh. Every single one of us. And so, I'll give some examples. Like, say you want to lose weight. You say you want to lose weight. And you set the day and you start. You a few days in and everything's going good. You've changed the way you eat. You started working out. You on track. And then say you start having, well, just say thoughts start popping up in your mind about shit that you love to eat. You can see the images. You remember how it tastes. Even just the thought of it makes you feel good. This is the moment where you decide whether you still want to lose weight or do you want this food that popped up in your mind. You're making a decision. And so what happens for most of us is in moments like this, we'll change our minds about losing weight. We choose the food over losing weight, and we get exactly what we want. Let's say, I don't know, like you set out to reach a goal. Say it's to start a business, start a successful, profitable business. And you get all, you file your paperwork, you get registered with the state or however you may have to do it where you are. And you're building your business and everything is going great. And then shit starts to get hard. And you start facing challenges. It's times like this where life is asking you, do you still want a business? You could give up, you could quit, you could go back to living the way you used to live. Right? You can start having thoughts. Like you don't get to spend time with your friends no more. You don't get to see your family as much as you used to. You don't get to hang out. You don't get to party like you used to. Start thinking about all the things you used to do. Do you still want the business? These are the times where we tend to change our minds and we don't want what we thought we wanted anymore. And because life serves us, life is always going to ask you, like when you make up your mind and decide you want to achieve a certain thing, or you want to do a certain thing, or you want to be a certain type of person, like whatever it is, life is always going to ask you, are you sure that's what you want? And if you're sure, you're going to get it. But you got to be sure. Meaning no wavering, no going back and forth, no changing your mind. Because life wants to give you exactly what you want. And life always gives you exactly what you want. Because you're God in the flesh. And, I understand that people have a problem with that, God in the flesh and being called God themselves, but it's the truth. It's impossible for it to be any other way. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of some more good examples I could give you to illustrate just how this works. Life, okay, life in asking you, are you sure this is what you want? Life is always, when you set out to accomplish something new, life will always bring up the old, right? Like an example of you know, person losing weight or one trying to lose weight, saying they wanted to lose weight, and then having the thought of some old favorite food that they like to eat, that they love. Life is asking, like when you have that thought, life is asking, you sure you want this salad? You don't want this pizza? You love pizza. Or you love fried chicken. Like whatever it is. Like, and life is just asking, when you having those thoughts, life is just asking, you sure you don't want this instead? And so if your mind is made up, you're going to say no. You're going to turn it down. And life will ask you again, what about this? What about these donuts? You love donuts. You can go get a dozen right now. You sure you don't want donuts? You sure you rather, excuse me, eat this piece of fruit instead of these donuts? You sure you don't want to go out and have some drinks with your friends? You sure you'd rather go to the gym and work out instead of go out and have some drink? And this is going to happen throughout your entire journey of getting to wherever you're trying to get to or achieving whatever you're trying to achieve. And it's not temptation. It's not a test. It's not a trial, as religion has taught us. It's just life serving you. You know, there's a lot of truth in that old I don't know what it's called, but the genie in the lamp and the whole your wish is my command thing. Like, that's real shit, because you get what you want. The only thing is you have unlimited wishes. But the only difference is it doesn't just fall in your lap like with the genie. You have to continue choosing what you say you want. You have to continue choosing it over and over and over. Right? Let's say you start your day off, and you know, at the start of your day, you're determined. You say you're going to have a good day. You're going to have a peaceful day. Right? You're going to have a drama-free day. You're going to have a bullshit-free day. And you go out. And, you know, as your day starts off great, everything's going great, everything's smooth. And then somebody just say some slick shit to you. You take it as disrespectful, offensive. Life is asking you, do you still want to have a peaceful day? Do you still want to have a drama-free day? Do you still want to have a good day? Life is asking you right in that situation, in that moment. And you have to make a decision. Now, if you choose, I mean, you know, if you stick to what you said and say, you know, and you know, stick to wanting to have a drama-free day, a bullshit-free day, a good day, then you won't feed into the bullshit. You just let that shit slide. Just let it go. You'll ignore it. Right? But what happens a lot of times is in a moment like that, we change our minds. We don't want to have a drama-free day no more. We don't want to have a peaceful day no more. We want to fight now. We want to argue. And we feed into the bullshit. We entertain the person who said the slick shit. We say some slick shit back. And then whatever happens after that happens. It could turn into a really heated argument. It could turn into a physical fight. It could turn into a murder. I mean, it happens all the time. Right? So I hope that I made this clear, like, and that you're seeing how you really, like, you always get what you want, but I ain't gonna say the problem, because, you know, if you're back to the weight loss example, you know, if you start off, you're doing great, and then you had those, you know, those memories or those thoughts of pizza and how much you love it, and you choose the pizza, that's what you wanted. That's exactly what you wanted, and you got it. Right? So, in us getting what we say we want, all we need to do to get it is to make sure that we're continuously choosing it. Because you don't just choose it once and boom, you got it. You have to choose it over and over and over again, and life is going to present to you different opportunities. That's what I call them. They're not temptations, they're not tests, they're not trials, they're opportunities. Life is going to always ask, do you want something else? You sure you want this? You don't want this? You love this. You sure you don't want that? And you just have to stand your ground. If you really want what you say you want, you have to stand your ground when these moments happen. And they're going to happen often. And you just got to keep continuing to choose it. And if you do that, you will get what you want. You may have to continue choosing what you say you want for months. It could be years. But you have to continue choosing what you say you want. And if you do that, then you will get exactly what you want.